What's the gig? Look, candy. Now, I've been asked, I don't remember who it was, all right? A couple people, they said, well, we want candy autographs. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to sign a couple, and then I'll put them up.
Just a couple?
Yeah. A couple of the tweeter people, because, Candy's not on Twitter, so I had to tell her.
I'm not on Twitter. It's too complicated.
Yeah, it is. But, however, so there you go. What will we do? Maybe 2, 3, something like that? We're just going to do a couple.
Yeah, maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
5, maybe.
Because the rest of them are gone. It's just a hot item.
Yeah, they're already sold.
That's it.
Sorry.
So Alex, the Southern Six, tell us what that is exactly.
Listen, baby, some things can be explained, but some things have to be witnessed. And the Southern...
Respectfully. Hi, excuse us. I'm 95. He'll get over it. I'm 95 here. Yeah, I know. We have to come find you because you don't want to talk about us. But why? Why is that? Why?
I think they have some misconception that the way we won our titles wasn't legitimate.
Because we're smart? Because we did what we're supposed to do, the whole point of the cash-in, I mean, it's not legitimate, even though last night we beat Pretty Empowered.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them. Oh my God, all 4. And then today, after you got a pan to your face. You're so pretty. After she got a pan to her face yesterday, they're like, oh, you're going to wrestle a monster and a psycho girl. A monster and a psycho girl after a hardcore match yesterday? But what did we do?
We did it!
We beat them. And
everyone wants to talk about how the NWA women's division is great. They're hard hitting, but they always fail to mention that we are the tag champions. M95.
All the time.
No, that's not the catchphrase.
Why is it not? But it's cool. The kids will love it.
Yeah, get one of the champ, get one of the king of Britain. Yo, Lesnar! Right, am I right? Come on. The Overman, the National Heavyweight Champion, the man that just delivered. You know what? You're right. I can count. I have unlimited.
Where we come from, you're gonna get your ass.
Okay, we're getting mine.
There's a table.
Right here. Okay, all right. Okay, you're right. Come with me. All right, the young guns, they don't know. They don't know what it means to be the national heavyweight champion of the NWA. But I do, because I'm the greatest living champion in NWA history. The greatest national champion who ever lived, you understand? And in a class of NWA fashion. From lore in the past, I delivered a classic with Tom Latimer, defeating him as I always should have. And now as a national champion, as this reign continues, the progress is made, and each and every day we come closer and closer to finding out who the Overman really is. I'll tell you this, he's over, man.
Oh man, what is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, the future, the history, the legacy, the tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, I'm talking about the National Wrestling Alliance, and I am excited to be here today with Joe Galli, Danny Dealz, Kyle Davis. Just had Arby's, He'll be here in a minute. He's I don't know. Were we supposed to share that? I don't know. Anyway, Kyle
I'm sure he will.
Kyle has not held back on much on this thing. So, yeah. So, but anyway, lovely to see you both, gentlemen. First time I'm seeing you since the Crockett Cup. So, welcome back.
Hi.
It is
Good
good
evening.
to see you.
Gary, you know what? We've got such talented people that watch this show. So I'm gonna put a challenge out to some of our loyal viewers out there that have good design skills. Ooh. So NWA 75 is obviously right on the horizon. We'll have announcements about that, but we want to make sure we're styling and profiling for that. So I'm looking for a few designs for NWA 75 to replace our patches, I should say, on our broadcast jackets, and also for our referees to have new patches. This is what we currently are using. You might remember, see that guy all around there. We had another one for our blue jackets, but if you want to submit,
got one of those.
Yeah, but if you want to submit a nice one that has the numbers 7-5 on them, that we could use for either the ref or the broadcast jackets, you know, if you pick one, if it ends up being the one that Mr. Corrigan likes the most, we'll hook you up with something nice, maybe something from the grab bags that Dealz got back there. So any of y'all out there, I mean, this is what we currently have for the broadcast jackets, but if we could get a nice little 75 on there or something like that. We got so many talented people. We see it all the time. We got different people who want, you know, design or take pictures, and they do Photoshop and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to lay it out to our NWA fam, put it out there. If you got some time, if you got the Photoshop skills, anything that you could get there with the NWA globe and a 7-5, maybe something cool in there that we could use that for the whole year, wear it the whole year. Every time you tune into broadcasting, we'd have the patches, our refs would have the patches. So anything like that, you know, hit us up on Twitter when you got a design that you think looks good, and we'll shoot it up the train to the boss, and maybe you'll see some of that stuff. We pick yours, maybe we'll give you something nice in return.
Except for the ones that Rush Freeman knows.
Yeah,
don't acknowledge you know Rush Freeman.
Yeah, well, he's got people he can ask. You know, he's not doing it.
I never got one of those patches.
Corrigan has a pile of them in the compound that is in the greater Chicago area. So he has all of those.
All right. I mean, I'm a practice squad announcer, but I need one because I never got to come off the bench again.
Yeah.
Doc says it's day 737. I assume he's talking about Camille's reign as women's world champion. So
I thought he was just talking about like the airplane.
That's
the one I take.
You know, Doc.
There's Kyle.
Hey,
welcome, Kyle.
Look at the twins with the twin shirts.
Dealz ran away right as you said that. So.
Oh,
there he is.
No, I got one of these.
It would have been funnier if he had changed shirts.
Ooh,
one of these on the website.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Where'd that come
That'd
from?
be a good 7 for the design for a 7.5. I put it out in the universe, Kyle, as you were taking care of some personal business at the fax machine. But, you know, I wanted to put it out to the NWA fam. Anybody out there with good design skills, we're looking for 2 different patches, one for the refs, one for the broadcast team. You know, goes on the old shirt or the jacket there.
Yeah, if you want to see that stuff for the next 1 year.
Yeah, hit us up for the next year. And if we pick the design and it happens to be yours,
we'll give you a merchandise package.
We'll send you a little grab bag of some cool stuff.
This won't be in it, though. This won't be in it.
I do want to make sure we do say hello.
Who's to say?
Dealz has a code for us too. I'm going to throw that up
right
now.
Yeah, it's a Father's Day sale. Papa Dealz. You put it up there.
Papa Dealz, 20% off. NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. Goes through all the way.
Hat. Look at this hat. Old Maddie, Kyle's cousin's got a hat on.
It's a pretty hat.
Sure.
It's a pretty hat.
We're
going to be joined by the Crockett Cup winners, Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch, in just a minute. But I want to say hello to all of you in the chat. Doc Stinson's there, poking out Pam, Steve, Fiona. Axel,
look at this.
Media, Danny Dealz just gonna keep talking, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just
showing
you
all
stuff.
the merch.
I'm just showing. I didn't say nothing.
Look at that. He sent me his pictures too. Look at that program you can get, and the turnbuckle, the autograph poster.
And I don't know if we said this yet. Oh,
hey, those are arriving in a day or two. That's like a gray. It's the thin zip that everybody loves.
I like those thin zips.
Yeah,
wear them on the plane every time.
Sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah. Lots of merch over at NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. Use the code Papa Dealz. He spelled it this way, like Big Papa.
That's the only way you spell. That's the only way you spell Papa.
How else do you spell
Holla
Papa?
if you deal me.
P-A-P-A. You ever?
I was thinking it's more. It's more Biggie. That's more Biggie Smalls than
Come on,
more
now.
Biggie. It's more Biggie Smalls than Scott Steiner, but yeah, that's how you spell it.
You know, guys, I was trying to get Colby Carino on the show tonight, but he couldn't be here, so I have my own mustache.
Oh, well,
Boy, that fell flatter than a piece of paper. Oh my
It's
God.
fine.
Yeah.
I was just looking, and I went,
I thought
that's really
Coming in
noticeable.
hot, folks.
I thought there was more coming. I thought you were going to say I got my own
Well,
mustache.
I mean, I do have the mustache, so it looks
There
like
we
there is
go.
more coming now.
well, as exciting as talking about Kyle's mustache
Who wants a
is,
mustache
I
ride?
can think that- Nope.
Long guy.
That's Super Troopers. Super Troopers.
Oh, I thought that was the. Never mind. What the hell is going on,
Gary
Gary?
got really zoomed in. What happened, Gary?
That
And
was
then he got real
that
malicious
was
looking. He was like,
dramatic.
Can I do that? Is
just
that
like,
a thing on this?
Gary, how'd you do that?
Silence, boys.
Oh yeah, wait, Dealz.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
So hard to keep control of this damn show. All
was
right.
it at least online to be something that was in control when I wasn't here? Or did I
No,
just
we were
show up
talking
and I'm
about
like,
how you're
chaos?
having issues with Arby's.
All right,
man.
listen.
It was delicious.
People are here in the chat. Doty, WC, Ronald, Scott B, Mike Durban, all these people, even Polka Dot Pam, who's like, anyway, they are here for one reason and one reason only. And that
Because
is
she's
the reason-
upset that Chris Adonis could not.
No,
take
it
the
is
Crockett Cup home.
because we have the
Because they
Crockett
did.
Cup
Because they
winners.
did.
No,
The Wrecking Crew
Mike
combination.
Knox and Trevor Murdoch
The
are
outlaw
here.
Mike Knox, Captain Badass Trevor Murdoch, Knox and Murdoch. Guys, I just want to say thank you because I won some money on this. Good times indeed. I was shopping yesterday with that money. Bought some shirts I didn't need. Thank you, guys. Christmas for me. Success for you.
You are welcome.
Yes. Also, Knox, I noticed on your gear you had the fox, and I was trying not to say it the whole time, but I kept on almost being like Foxy Noxy. I kept on
No.
accidentally saying it.
It's a desert coyote wolf. What are you talking about, man?
Foxy Noxy.
I was
Foxy
trying
Noxy.
to get a jackalope on there, but it was kind of short notice. So, yeah.
I thought it looked beautiful. I knew exactly what it was, Michael.
I know
Foxy
you did. How you doing,
Gentlemen,
Seth?
thanks.
Good to see you,
Hey,
baby.
thanks for being here with us and putting up with all that to lead up into this. You guys won the Crockett Cup
you, Gary.
2023.
Hey,
sorry.
hey, you sounded like a bunch of cackling hens on there.
Welcome to my life. That is that's what
to be more of a
happens.
turkey.
Gobble, gobble.
I would just like to point out that I think from day one of the Crockett Cup, when everything started getting announced, I said Knox and Murdoch. I think that was my number one seed personally. I said they will win. Nobody's
You did.
I did. I did say it. I swear. You can review the tape. I said it. But yeah, and Robert Stinson, by the way, Trevor is a Doc Stinson mark, is what he's
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Daddy. It's nice to have somebody believe in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Well,
no,
I'll tell you,
I'm happy for you guys.
if the Outrunners didn't use an illegal move, which is illegal in Carolina, and I faxed the office about it, it might not have happened. It might have been my crew in there. So you guys are welcome. That we were cheap.
Ifs and buts for coconuts. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, you never know.
There's a lot of ifs in there. We went through a lot of ifs as well. Well, the Mortons, if I do remember correctly, Ricky Morton hit me in the nuts.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anybody
you right
really
in the dick.
expected that to happen.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good thing to have on your resume. I feel like not many people have taken a low blow from Ricky Morton. I can't imagine.
I have actually.
Lifetime baby face just punches my partner right in the dick.
Yeah, I think the multiverse had a flux, and he turned back into Richard Morton from the York Foundation. Quickly. That's what happened, and then he shifted back up and said, "Goddamn boy," and turned back into Ricky, and then
Well, it definitely says that how important the Crockett Cup is, and what guys are willing to do to become the winners. You know what I mean? And Ricky was willing to throw it all out there.
yeah. He got WCW Worldwide on your ass real quick.
Right. And I don't blame him. You do what you got to do.
Hey, he's smart, bro. He didn't get caught. He didn't get disqualified.
Yeah, he is a veteran.
Respect for that. I love cheating a lot. You know what I mean?
Also,
But
didn't win the tournament.
Usually don't mind getting disqualified, but not the Crockett Cup, Daddy.
No. You clean break on 5.
Yeah.
You guys
4.5,
started.
brother.
I don't think people realize how many matches you had to go through to win this whole thing. Were you ready for that? Did you like what you got into? And I know you've probably felt ready. You're ready to go in this. You guys are a couple of badasses, but was it a little more than you expected getting in there? Would people even understand that?
We definitely looked at the brackets and what it, just like any other team, we saw what route we needed to take to win. And that included 4 matches. That, you know what I mean? There was no way of getting around that. What we were watching was who was winning on the other side of the bracket. You know what I mean? Judias and Max, that team right there, I thought at one point could be contenders to win this whole thing.
Yeah.
You had Adonis and Tyrus together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys could have won this whole thing.
Dude.
So the whole time Mikey and I were talking about, what we were going to do, if we came across either of those 2 teams.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't really worried about the spectaculars. I seen Rush Freeman was on there, and Mike and I we were kind of hoping like, hey, look, every dog needs a bone. But then once you got to us, the train stops. I don't know if y'all watch Yellowstone, but we'd have took him to the train station. You know what I mean?
That could have been like a bye week for you.
All I can think is he's a dog that if he ever caught the tire of the car he's chasing, he wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Bro, hey, not to mention, there was a lot of wild card teams out there. I'm embarrassed, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't know all of them. You know what I mean? Any of them could have slipped in there and put a shocker on something. But doing the 4 matches, 3 in one day, anything worth having shouldn't be a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Anything worth having, you need to fight for it. You need to earn that shit. You know what I mean?
And BLT ain't no
BLT
G.
brought it. They brought it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Aaron brought it, that slimy bastard. Sorry, that just came out. I know we're on. I'm sorry. That stuff just pops out of my mouth.
Yeah, no, brother. No filter.
BLT can handle themselves without that turd coming in and getting involved. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Oh, bro, if it turns into a numbers game, man, we've been around for a long time. You know what I mean? I'm sure we can find somebody.
Oh, I know a guy. And somebody that nobody would ever see coming, but I guarantee you get the whole world talking.
Yeah.
Is it Danny Dealz?
You're talking about, brother.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I'm just saying there might be if we got to even up the score.
You mean I gotta get ready? I gotta get ready.
Perfect guy. No, Danny, I want to win.
Hey!
I'm sorry. I was thinking that.
With all due respect, brother.
It was not supposed to come out of my mouth. I apologize. I'm a bad person, Danny.
With all due respect, sir.
Okay, so Rush Freeman then.
Rush. Yeah, we're gonna put Rush in line.
Might as well try him as a manager. Noxie, this has got to be your biggest moment so far since your return and like you're joining the NWA. I mean, aside from, obviously you challenged for the world's title against the man you're right across from.
I used to watch the Crockett Cup when I was a kid. You know what I mean? This might be the biggest accomplishment that I've had in my career. Not just since I've been in NWA. You know what I mean? This is it's pretty special for me, and it's really special to get to do with Trevor too. You know what I mean? Like I said, anything worth having, you got to earn it. We didn't start off as best friends. You know what I mean? You earn that over time. I think we're molding into something pretty freaking cool, man.
Not to mention, guys, I haven't had anybody in the NWA hit me as hard as Knoxie has.
Sorry.
And, when there's a strategy to play, I'd rather him be on my side than the one I'm squaring off against. I'll say this about Knoxie, man. Don't get me wrong. He's a space cadet at times in real life. God love him. But when the bell rings, I got a maniac on my hands. You know what I mean? And he's got one mode, and that's kill. You know what I mean? And I know that's a crazy word, but dude, Watch Knoxy step into the ring. He's a monster. He eats up everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would be an idiot not to befriend this man and say, hey, let's go dominate the world of tag team wrestling and show everybody what we've been talking about and what we know, who we are, man. We still got a lot to prove.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of people that's talked a lot of shit about us over the years.
Yeah.
And we're out there to prove all to them that they were wrong. And so far, so good, because this train we've run over everybody. Everybody.
Yeah. Hey.
So since you got the cup, are you going to go after some straps now? What's going on?
I was going to say this, Dealz, because
brother.
people don't realize, I don't know if everybody realizes, so let me just say this. Trevor Murdoch has been world's heavyweight champion, national heavyweight champion.
Yep.
Trevor Murdoch's been, let's see, what else have you done? You've done everything so far.
WWE tag team
except
champion.
Whatever he said his mind to.
Well, I'm just talking in NWA. Like
I'm just just Crockett Cup champion. No, I've been blessed with opportunities and been able to capitalize on them. And with Knoxy, it's no different. I picked the best guy in the locker room to go after one of the most important tag titles in the business. When we do that, I don't know. I know you're blushing. Yeah,
you're making me blush.
You son of a bitch, you. But no, like, and I feel very strongly that Knoxy feels the same way about me. He's got a brother in that locker room. When you mess with one, you mess with the other. That's how this rule goes. We had a big talk, and we laid out the ground rules, and we were honest with each other. And we know that maybe one day we may have to go a different direction to go to accomplish some singles goals one day. One day, and that's business.
Yep.
But right now, we're completely committed to this tag team, and we're completely committed to each other, as sweet as that sounds.
Yeah. Bro, you know what I did the other day?
What's that?
Cardio. That's how highly
I hate
think
it,
of you,
but it's
sir.
a must. It's a must.
Cardio.
Yes.
And not just a couple minutes either. A lot of
several minutes.
I was getting ready for a run. What belts you going after first then?
Hey,
give us the scoop.
We don't make the decision of who stands in front of us. You know, we'll let the office make that thing, but whoever they put there is in a lot of trouble, man. A lot.
Well, that's what you got to think of. Like, who do you want to go down next? And then Mike and I are very confident in the fact that we've got the whole locker room scared. Everybody knows that anytime anybody stepped in front of us, they have lost in a painful way. Yep. That high-low ain't no joke, gentlemen. Yep. You've got Knoxy coming across full power to rip your head off while I'm coming below to clip your legs. And before you know it, you're in a car crash.
Dude, I try to get it nice and tight, too, so I can really...
Gentlemen, as I was watching you do. When I was there ringside watching matches at the Crockett Cup, I was taken aback by a multitude of things. But one of the things is anytime I saw somebody kind of stumble up, I would see one of you kind of position in a corner, and I'm like, oh, what? And I'd see the other one come around like wild animals ready to protect prey in the jungle. And I would just be like, oh, this is... And by the time I even registered, this is it, bam, decimation. One of those things where when you hit that, I'm like, yeah, that match is probably over. They didn't kick out. I have to now talk into a microphone.
Ain't nowhere to go, man.
Literally, there's a lot of things in professional wrestling that stand out, but you guys being able to literally hit that out of nowhere and end a match with it out of nowhere speaks volumes of your capabilities and also speaks volumes of possibly the future of the National Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Division. And as you said, I'm not a competitor, but I even fear what the hell's going to happen when you get in the ring with certain people.
You know what's crazy to me, guys, is I was watching you two since day one that you joined up together, and respectfully, it doesn't seem like you're two guys who sit around and talk about all the cool tag team maneuvers you could do, and like who's doing going up top and who's doing this and all this stuff.
It's like they accidentally hit somebody hard and said, "Let's do that."
Yeah. But you guys seem to have gelled. Instantly, you became a legitimate tag team. Like that, you just are inside each other's heads and knew. Like, how did that feel for you guys? When did you realize this was working?
Bro, whenever we had those matches against each other, Shit, I knew it then, dude. We think the same way. You know what I mean? Like he says, "Oh yeah, I hit him hard." With you ain't throwing cupcakes out there, yourself, bro. You know what I mean? You hit hard too. You have the same thing. We have the same ideas out there. And when you put us together, it don't take a whole hell of a lot of time to figure out that we are both thinking pretty much the same thing without having to say it. It's pretty cool, man. It's special.
There's no egos. It's not about who does what the prettiest. It's about execution. What's the fit? Like, we've got a goal, and that's to make everybody in that locker room be fearful of what we do and be scared to see their names next to ours when they've got to get into the ring. We're trying to set a precedence of what tag team wrestling should be in in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah. No, I hate to use the word, but this ain't no joke, man. You know what I mean? There's some teams out there. They're skating by. They're having some matches. They're having a good time. They're partying. Yeah.
They've let off the gas.
It ain't no joke when you get in there with us.
Yep.
We're coming for your ass. Boy.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys in the ring with like the Country Gentlemen, for instance. I was looking forward to that. And
AJ seems very excited, but I don't know if he'll have the same emotional connection with the whole match when he's done. He's very willing.
I bet he is real excited.
Please, I want this match. But at the end of it, we've all been in matches where at the end of it we were like, I probably should have kept my damn mouth shut.
Yeah.
Like shit. Like,
man, I should not have been in there.
Yeah. And I'm just, AJ's no different. The Outrunner's no different.
Yep.
I mean, anybody. It's
great attitude, kids. Great attitude.
Yeah,
I would have said the
for
same
the
thing
stars.
myself.
Well, I mean, I would be remiss if I don't bring this up because the chat keeps bringing it up. So I have to acknowledge them and what they're saying here. Everybody keeps talking about no team has been more dominant, at least in this era of the National Wrestling Alliance, than La Rebellion. They have held those titles and barely ever let them go. And even when they did, just for a minute, and they have held on to those World Tag Team titles. How are you feeling? You got the size on them, but there's something else about those guys that makes them, like Danny Dealz says, you need garlic and wooden stakes.
Silver. Yeah. They're werewolves.
Hey, they're warriors. They're the best. They're the best the NWA's got.
Yep.
In the tag division, and they have been for a long time now. If we can keep up our run, hopefully Billy would think we earned a shot at him. You know what I mean? Hopefully it ain't. Hopefully this Crockett Cup puts a check in our pocket. You know what I mean? Cash in when want. But I would love to get in there with those guys.
And we've watched them.
Feed them a nice size 15 cowboy boot. See how they like it.
Well, and that's the thing. We've been watching those guys. I mean, we'd be fools not to. They're the champs.
Yeah.
One of the things that I feel strongly that Mikey and I would be able to do is to ground those guys. They're extremely strong and extremely great high flyers. Mm-hmm. But if we take their legs out from under them, keep them on the ground, can they withstand the ground and pound?
Yeah. Either way, man. Either way works. It's hard either way.
Well, Magnum Muscle might try to get in the way of that, though.
Let them.
Yeah, they tried the first time. Look how it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Come on. We're moving on, boys. Let's come on.
Right.
We need bigger fish to fry.
Well,
don't get hot.
I have to think BFT doesn't feel like they're done with you either. Like they probably want another go because they were pretty dominant themselves right up until they ran up into Knox and Murdoch.
Yeah, they're a good team, man.
Say that statement again, though, Gary. Say that statement again, one more time.
Right up until they ran up against Knox and Murdoch.
Everybody ends with that same statement. I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky or be an asshole, gentlemen, but proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, looking impressive against other people and looking impressive against us are two different things.
What a great line.
That is, I felt that. All right.
Yeah.
T-shirt, Daddy Dealz.
Okay.
Daddy Dealz.
So Knox and Murdoch Cement Company, is that what we're calling it? You guys are the cement mixers?
I saw kayfabe suit on.
I heard a couple of them from the stage manager position. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about a team, Nate? Team name?
Cement mixers.
They're Knox and Murdoch, the wrecking crew combination of Knox and Murdoch.
No, I'm with you.
Get Pat Kenny on the line.
Kayfabe Soup called you Murdoch the other day. I thought that was kind of
Yeah, that sounds like that's real catchy.
Really rolling on a shirt. Really?
I'm not cool, guys, but I know that's not cool.
Yeah, I don't know what this internet you guys speak of is, but I don't know if they have all the answers.
You damn kids and your Dan Fogelberg. Yeah, I know.
I've seen that exact same a picture of me on Kayfabe Soup about a thermostat meme about this.
I sent that to you.
Yeah.
Knox over here laughing about it. Yeah, it's the old dad look.
Nobody likes
WC saying in the chat, Knox and Murdoch, badass as it is. So come on. We don't need a team name.
No, that's what Mike and I want to be. You know what I mean? Knox and Murdoch. We don't feel as if we can be put in a box.
Oh, intruder.
Somebody's coming in. Somebody's doing
I was actually wanting to make sure it wasn't my door.
I know.
It looks like it was I think it was Dealz. He took off. Somebody's at the Dealz warehouse.
I do want to say something to Kyle and Joe Galli. You gentlemen had a lot of work ahead of you at the Crockett Cup when it came to matches, interviews, and you boys killed it. So I hope you know how you guys did a hell of a job. We appreciate all your hard work.
Yeah, it didn't go unnoticed. You know, when you're in the thick of it, you don't really. It's hard to grasp all the work that you guys are doing. You know what I mean? Doing that many matches. Yeah, it was tough for us, man. We had 4, but you guys had 400.
I appreciate that. And payroll's going out in the morning. No worries.
Great energy, guys. Great job. Thank you. You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that greatly.
They're just going to take that. They want to end on that. They just want to end on you guys.
I think you guys are great. No. Let's talk about this real quick. I think you guys are great because I remember as backstage, you guys started hanging out all the time and everything. And I remember Trevor was like, this is going to sound really weird, but Knox and I were talking, and I think maybe Knox and Murdoch as a tag team could have some legs on it. And I was like, oh, damn. He's like, just imagine the damage we could do. Believable. Because we're real. I was like, oh shit. And then, I tried to get a word in with you guys after you won the Crockett Cup and we were backstage. We had to go shoot stuff with Billy, which you'll be able to see tomorrow night in NWA Power, the recap show. But the gist of the matter was, it was just, I could see how happy you guys were because a lot of times in life, you have an idea, you have a concept, you don't know if it's going to play out. You don't know if it's going to work. And then you throw 2 things together that do work and it comes out the way you guys want it to. And I could see the joy in your face to be like, we were right. We had an idea that works, and we were given the opportunity to run with the ball, as one would say. And look at us. We got a big effing cup now to drink shit out of. which everybody, they don't live with each other. It's not like stepbrothers where they have like they're not in different parts of the house.
For it to show up, man. I got boxes and boxes of beers back there.
So they're going to have to split their time with the trophy.
Yeah, I'm figuring I can feel at least 18 in there. At least an 18 pack in there.
Oh, yeah.
At least for a starter.
At the very least.
I know Noxie can get a little weird. I think Noxie and his wife might end up using it in other things, but that's a
Oh, yeah, bro.
Hey, y'all do what you got to do. I just wanted the picture. You can't take the picture away from me. I don't care if you walk around naked carrying that thing around.
Well, because we have to engrave your names onto the trophy. That was what they're in the process of doing right now. So
yeah, bro. Hey, my head was trying to wrap around the names on that trophy that we're next to now, and you want to talk about flashing back to a childhood of incredible names that over the years, you know what I mean, that they're heroes of yours as children, and then you grow up and you try to follow them, and you end up having these tales woven together with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you knew Harley, you know what I mean? Like, I knew Dusty, right. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one that he get up to TV, and he's the one that did all that stuff, and he's on there. Sting, whenever I was over at the other company working with the bikers, we had a run with Sting, you know what I mean? He said some very, very sweet things about me, you know what I mean, to management over there. Like, it's just guys, like, never meet your heroes because they're going to be assholes, you know what I mean? But the names on that trophy, man, like, they mean something to me because it's like, it's
I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring out the word right now, but it's a lot of years went into something like that.
I was
And
having a conversation.
For a while, I thought I was over with it too, and I wasn't going to wrestle no more. You know what I mean? I came back to beat up Trevor.
Hey, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. His son slipped.
Hey, now, come on.
Full circle.
I already apologize to that.
You just brought up something. I had a conversation this weekend with somebody about like the generational kind of thing, and how at a certain point when you're in wrestling for so long, you find yourself working with people that you never thought you'd work with. And at the end of the day, at some point, you kind of become blind to it. And you're like, oh, hey, Ricky Morton, talking shit to somebody.
Hey, rock and roll. How you doing?
It was somebody talking to Velvet Sky, asking about gear, and then Medusa walked up, and then Velvet was talking to Medusa, and it was like the generation. And I thought about how weird that is, and it's nice to hear you, Noxie, say something about that too, where it's like the people you get to work with, still you have moments where you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Every time I walk in the locker room, it's something. You know, me and Trevor both, man. I got a lot of history in that locker room. Shoot, I've known Adonis I've been wrestling for 25 years now. I've known him for 23 of them. You know, like we go way back. Like there's I got roots in that locker room that I didn't realize were there until I got there.
Well,
I've told Knox that he used to scare the hell out of me watching him on TV. So meeting him, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. But I mean, I still wouldn't pick a fight with you, but you were very nice every time I've talked to you.
Usually if there's a fight to be picked, you ain't going to have an option.
Nuxie, we gotta figure out how many Iron Cities we can pour in that Crockett Cup when the season starts. No?
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling good about the season, man. We'll see.
Oh, me too. Pour a bunch of Iron City in there.
You got to thanks for signing a copy of the History of Jim Crockett Promotions book while y'all exited the ring. It made their night.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
We do what we can, man. You know, like in the heat of the moment, you don't even realize. Like, I don't know. I can't speak for you, but I was like in a weird.
I don't remember a lot of that stuff until after I rewatch it back. You know what I mean? Like when we're in the moment, when things are happening. There's times people tell me, you know, I've signed this or signed that, and I don't remember it until I actually watch it and go, oh, I guess I did, didn't I? You know, it's just in the moment. And you were talking about guys like Noxie. We got to actually be in there with somebody who was in the original Crockett Cup with Ricky. Like that's, I don't know if we can get any closer to history than actually being in a guy who was in both Crockett, you know, several Crockett Cups, I guess.
Yeah, several. Yeah, and one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Now you can imagine he was ready for you guys, or he knew what he was up against. How did Kerry feel for you guys? Like, did you think he was ready to go up against you too?
Kerry was an opportunist when Dad stepped in and decided to nut me, which that shit hurts. I don't know if anybody knows. Like, oh, wrestling's fake. Like, you kicked me in my nuts.
Yeah,
and
we're boys. We have balls.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kerry's in an opportunist mode right now. Like when that cat walks around the locker room, his nose is up in the air a little bit. You know, and knocking on his toes. At him. We've seen young guys like that our whole life, and eventually someone's going to knock him down a peg, and maybe Kerry will realize that he's not as great as he might think he is. He's very talented in the ring, but have to, you know, to be really good in the ring, to be able to capture everybody, it's an attitude. Oh yeah. And Kerry's got a piss poor attitude right now, and I'm not afraid to tell him. And his old man obviously was okay with encouraging it. So, what's that say about Ricky at this stage? I love him and I respect him, but I got kids. My boy ain't walking around nutting people.
I also believe I've never heard your son scream out, "Somebody suck me."
Yes, and my son's as big as Kerry, so and he's 17. So let's get this, you know. Yeah. My son will fish hook you. He ain't scared. You guys have seen him.
Oh yeah. If you want to be a success, I like
taller
Kerry.
Every time I see him.
Yeah, I like the Mortons, bro. You know what I mean, Kerry? If you want to be a success in the business, I mean, great. You got to have a little aura about you. You got to think you're better than everybody. But if you stop learning. If you stop seeing what things are evolving towards, you know what I mean? That's when that's when you get a pretty damn rude awakening. And it's coming for him, man. Whether it's back in the ring with us or with somebody else, you know.
He did eat the high low, so maybe
he's going. Yeah, he's going.
he went to the
from the
cosmos.
shoulders.
He was back in the junior heavyweight division the next night, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Trevor, I got to know just personally, it had to feel a little good to I know you're focused on this tag team thing, and Crockett Cup's all about tag teams, but for you guys to take down the old Midnight Riders a peg, that had to feel kind of nice.
I ain't gonna lie, Trevor versus Tyrus, I'm 2-1. And he'll let me know about it. No,
Nobody's keeping score.
Nobody, but I'm the only guy in the company that's got 2 W's on Tyrus, so I'm just throwing that out there as a former world heavyweight champion. But
2W Trevor,
two-time brother. Don't forget. 2-time.
No, it felt good because of the simple fact is those guys are extremely talented, and like Mike was just talking about, those 2 guys probably know us better than anybody. If you really want to break it down to knowing your opponent, Adonis and Tyrus knew us better than anybody else. So if anybody was going to beat us, it would be those 2.
same class, right? Basically.
Yeah,
I was saying they're in the top 10 percentile of the NWA when it comes to talent, size, and speed.
So
and
a part of us
a hell of a test, hell of a test.
And we were lucky to a certain extent. Not saying we would have won or we wouldn't have won, but those 2 obviously had a disconnect towards the end.
Yeah.
And Knox and I, we capitalized on it. That's our job. If you leave an opening for us, like Kyle said, we will part the ways and create a car crash. It's just how it will happen. Not to mention, Mike and I ain't trying to go in there and have a marathon match with these guys.
No.
We're going against athletes. These young bucks are strong, full of piss and vinegar, and they're in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hit hard, hit fast. Let's go home.
Hey, if we can knock them out in less than 1 minute, I would be extremely happy with that. You know what I mean?
You don't get paid. You don't get paid by the hour.
Pays the same, boys.
Yeah,
you
don't get paid by the hour.
I see Kobe in the chat saying Tyrus had a wrecked leg. It's only half a win. I've seen you fight Chris Adonis with
a
broken ribs or something.
If you're medically
busted neck, I went out in a neck
that's it
to defend my title.
Yeah.
So boo hoo, sunshine.
Yeah. We're all hurt out there.
Noni's saying, she said, you either get in the ring or you don't. And
that's right.
If you're medically cleared, that's why we have doctors. If you're medically cleared, then you can get out there. And if you can get out there, like he said, if you see something, if I see a brace on that knee, I'm gonna get that damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, dude. I'll say
Let me
sorry
check that out for you, buddy.
but not really. You know what I mean? I'll rip that thing off. I'm gonna try to hurt you if you're in there with me. I'm sorry. That's the way I wrestle.
Yeah.
And if
I know
if you're my
Tyrus.
friend, I'm gonna hit you harder.
And we know Tyrus. He has pride. He didn't want to lose that. He wanted to be standing tall at the end of that. So he accepted the situation.
Yeah.
Was a man about it at the end of it. He shook our hands in the back.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else, except BFT.
Yeah. I personally watched Tyrus bench press 500 pounds, dude. Like, if we can get his ass on the ground, get him down there and don't let him do that to you. He's a strong cat. Ooh.
Well, guys, I don't want to hold you up all night, but this has been really cool. Like hearing you guys talk about the Crockett Cup. Was it heavier than you expected? I guess
much.
Just being able to lift it up.
Yeah, it was a lot heavier. I thought it was going to be made of tin, maybe not actual silver.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I almost tore my bicep again trying to pick it up.
Yeah, those pictures of Knox and I holding the cup out. After 4 matches, were Jesus Christ, just get the picture. It's heavy.
Shaking like hell.
You thought Joe went and made a paper mache one or something?
No, NWA went all out. They got the real thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is the kid already in wrestling training? Is he ready to
amateur wrestler? Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be able to defend himself, gentlemen. Just in all honesty, amateur wrestling, is the best self-defense for kids nowadays to be able to protect themselves. So if anybody's watching on a serious note, get your kids in amateur wrestling at the very least, so they can defend themselves and protect themselves from the evils that we come across in this world.
Yeah,
This is
about victory and defeat.
Yeah,
this is a true story. I amateur wrestle in school, and in my late 20s, I found myself in an altercation in a bar with a guy I knew who could easily beat the shit out of me. Thought he was drunk, and I went amateur and held him there till people pulled us apart.
Hey, don't get yourself hurt with some idiot. You know what I mean?
No, he did this. I heard my coach yelling, "Don't reach back." I was like, "Ooh, got him!" Ah, boom! We just laid there until somebody pulled us off. It does work. You'll never forget it. You'll never forget it. It was 15 years after I'd done that stuff. You never forget it. It's like it comes right back.
Oh yeah, comes in handy too.
Crockett Cup has been one of the best shows I've seen of National Wrestling Alliance since I've even been watching. And so I love 2023, and it was cool seeing the crowd jump up when you guys won.
They went nuts.
That final match.
They went crazy.
Incredible. I'll never forget that.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that at all. That was a real nice surprise. You know,
it meant a lot that the fans were with Noxie and I through the whole run. Like, you know, sometimes those guys that are starting to work their way up, the fans just don't get behind, and it's a tough deal to walk out of there when they're booing the shit out of you. But it seemed like every time we'd move up to the next phase, the next match, fans were behind us, and at the very end, they came with us, and they, you know, they started chanting, "You deserve it," which obviously, you know, reaffirmed Mike and I's decision on being a tag team and made us feel good. Again, this goes back to a comment I made earlier. You know, Mike and I still got a lot to prove to the world of pro wrestling, and this was just the beginning of it, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be a long road, man, but it's gonna be fun.
I'm already excited for it. I can't wait to see what happens next for Knox and Murdoch, and I you know, you guys are being cool and calm about it, but there is no way that the Crockett Cup doesn't earn you a spot competing for the World Tag Team Champions.
Act like you've been there, Daddy.
NWA 75 is coming up, but I mean, who knows what could happen there?
Yeah, St. Louis has been a very special place for me, guys. I don't know. I've won 2 world championships there. We might have to try to make magic again. We can call this in at any time.
This is exciting. Well, Knox, Murdoch, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We appreciate you guys joining us and being so cool and hanging out for a little while.
Yeah, you bet, boys.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
You too.
All right. Well, that was Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox. They're so much fun to talk to. We should just have them on every week. They don't have time for that.
It's their show now. It's their show now, Gary.
It's their show now. Joe Galli, how you feeling?
I feel great. I've been mildly distracted with like work and wedding stuff during this interview portion, but you know, it's going along. So
I don't think people realize like how much all of you guys have to do, and I have including Dealz in that too. You guys,
I'm right now trying to create an NWA logo for our new jackets for the anniversary.
Yeah, so you got all the people that I challenged out there. You're going up against Kyle Davis. He's pretty good at that Photoshop. If you're just joining us, this was the offer that I made. The offer that I made out there, folks. Now I got to find
it's a ring jacket.
You know that new tank top that's on low quantity? That is a Kyle design.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I was like, this Georgia logo doesn't work anymore. Let's put a world behind it and make it look like it was always there.
So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, I told us at the top of the broadcast that we are looking to get a new design for our patches on our broadcast jackets, our current one right here. And the referees want new patches for their shirts that we could use all for our 75th anniversary year. So if you want to just slide into our DMs, hit us up on Twitter with some ideas that you might have with a nice 7.5 NWA logo, something up there looks cool. We're running up the chain. If we pick your design, Danny Dealz will send you a nice little thing in the mail for you.
And bragging rights. I mean, you could be like, hey, remember that thing? That's mine. I did that.
You get a sticker and points and says, I did that.
That's the cool part about the NWA, just straight out with the fans is like you guys aren't talking to like I think some people like to think it's and I mean this just business size, that this is like some WWE level operation, and that's not the case. This is a homegrown, like small crew all of the time. And so like in you guys, I mean, you get to interact more so with the talent and the office and everybody in the National Wrestling Alliance more so than you can in probably any other company, any other wrestling company that's operating on a major level right now. So I think that's really cool. Saki's asking this in the chat, and so I'll let you, Joe and Kyle, if you guys want to tackle this at all.
I'll talk a little bit about that.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot we could say just yet. I could say the buildings have been booked, and it is happening. I would be looking more towards the northerner side of the greater Chicago area. But we got some pretty great news today as to, what the charity show is going to benefit. And I think it's a really important cause. So it's going to be really interesting once we can come out. We've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up and ready to just kind of send out to people. And I can't do that just yet. I don't want to step on our big announcements and stuff like that. But it's coming up. Make sure you're available that weekend because it's going to be a lot of fun. Charity show probably sometime in the afternoon, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. We want to be able to families to come out, enjoy themselves. And that'll be 100% of all the admission is going to that charity. So, and it could be any amount you want to donate. You could come in with just $1 and you'll be able to come in and watch the show. If you want to donate more, please do so. It's a great cause that's going to be there. And then the next show, we're going to be doing some more NWA programming. So it's really cool. I love Chicago. I can't wait to head back. And just stay tuned this week. We're making announcements. We just have to, get a couple of little pieces put together here for the announcements to make sure we got all the ducks in a row. But we'll be
tighten the screws a little bit.
Exactly. Dealz knows how this works. So
Dr. Red asking about Florida shows. He should probably stay tuned.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about possibly
working with other
companies, and those will be announcements that'll come out soon. And not only that, Billy's going to be going on tour with the Pumpkins very soon, and at least a few of those places will likely have wrestling as well. So once we've got a few very high profile Zoom interviews over the next few days.
Too many moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people that we need to talk to and sign paperwork and yada, 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 yada. But things are happening. And just kind of stay tuned. I wish I could tell you more, but things it's just the way the business is, folks. So just stay tuned. Keep those, marking in your calendar. It's coming, and then hopefully by Friday we'll be able to announce a whole bunch of stuff. At the very least, you'll know Chicago this week for sure.
I'm hoping tickets might be on sale come Friday, but who knows?
Yeah,
Who's to say?
I would like that
Who's
too.
to say?
Not us. I wish it was.
Clearly not, or it would be said, right?
It is.
You know what else? We can announce right now, Gary. Did you tell him about the Papa Day sale?
What?
Look at that.
Oh,
he was already on it.
Show me some of that merch.
Papa Dealz.
I sent you pictures. I sent you pictures.
Oh yeah,
You still got 'em?
I flashed them up here on screen earlier.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Flashing.
Look at that autographed poster. Even old David Crockett signed that poster.
Yeah, that poster has everybody. That's pretty insane. That's a really cool collectible, I think. And obviously the turnbuckles, you can't get more collectible than that. Those are
Got that
amazing.
book.
And then, of course, these awesome hoodies are here. I love
Those are the thin
lightweight
hoodies. Yeah, the thin
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
I like
But,
it.
you got
couple
these.
shirts. Yeah, redid the Atari logo one.
Now
'cause it was
that
very
Thrillbilly
popular.
one does come with sleeves, right? Like when you buy it, it has sleeves.
It does. That's he doesn't. He wears his stuff the way he wants to.
Wait a
Yes,
minute, I
they
got a
do come
picture
with
of it.
sleeves.
There, yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Hey.
Yeah, I saw that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that hat. We got that new hat. What else you got?
Still got the banners.
Okay. I can't
but,
believe you didn't showcase this one. This one I'm holding in my hands right here.
Where's
Did you
the
send me a
Kyle?
picture of that one?
I want a Kyle
I
banner.
missed that
hanging.
somehow.
No, you don't need that.
I'll hang
buddy.
it right here in this sort of empty space in the corner. Get a Kyle.
Oh,
banner.
we're gonna hang the Kyle banner in the empty space.
Tuck it behind
Oh,
the
yeah, I
bookshelf,
get it.
like right here,
Yeah.
just like you're peeking out. Like, hey,
So like,
It's
much
Kyle
like
Davis.
when Ricky
Come
Morton
right
was
here.
cleaning under his cabinet today, and he found a rookie trading card of his from the '80s.
This is a very soft
I like
shirt.
That's
that.
what
Those
I
shirts
like.
are nice. Those are nice shirts.
Very, 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 very soft. Very soft.
Well, Axel asking about NWA Power. I can tell you that on this week's Tuesday
You get
night
them
show,
graphics?
yeah, I did get the graphics. So
Ow!
I don't.
What happened?
I slammed my-
Kyle tripped on the graphics.
I'm I'm sitting cross-legged and I just slammed my big toe in a drawer.
Oh no!
At least it was your toe and not something else.
I was worried.
Oh, baby, that drawer would have stood a chance otherwise.
Hey,
I was worried we were in
LANV
Unfriended
fan
3
club
and
for
something happened. Yeah.
WC LAV will appreciate that. I told her this past weekend, I was like, Ella, she was doing something at she was getting photos, and she is just so like she's taking photos and just like looking at the computer while she's taking the photos, like as the guys stuff pops up there, and she's just like, oh my god, I'm so hot. Oh my god, that was perfect. I am so hot. And I'm like, Ella, you were my favorite. She's like, you're my favorite too. Like, brushed me off. She doesn't even know that I said it, probably.
Dealz, question. You got any more of these? I like these. I wear these.
I do. I do. I have a few of those.
Great for the gym.
I have a few of those. I have a few Globe tank tops left, and I have a women's version of that one and the Globe tank top. I do.
This
they are here. And you can use Papa Dealz, Gary.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, did you get your box? Code. Joe, did you get
Papa
your
Dealz.
box?
Yeah, it hasn't come yet.
Oh, okay. I sent you a box.
Thank you.
Oh shit!
I got some things. I want to get the posters, but I don't want to put them in my bag, so I always just get them after, and Dealz puts them in a nice envelope for me.
Shout out to Joe from me. Kyle Davis sold the toe. If you're gonna be me, go for it. Yeah, Ella.
My hand
owns
still
it.
hurts, by the way, for those that were watching the Crockett Cup.
Oh, that I was gonna bring that up, and then Noxie and Murdoch showed up. Somebody did ask in the chat, "How's your hand?" And did Tim Storm get a Diet Coke?
I know I had to go get an ace bandage.
He got an ace bandage. I didn't have time to do it in there, and I actually probably should have. It still hurts when I do this. It still hurts. Danny Moff's head crashed right here on this knuckle, and so it still hurts when I do that.
He's got a big head too.
It is a massive head, and
he's a very thick gentleman.
Yeah, it was rough. That was a rough one.
Gary,
but
you forgot about
recover.
Gary, you forgot about power.
Come on.
No. I haven't forgotten. We just I keep working my way there. Then we're something else.
You get distracted by randomness.
Yeah. So no, this week on for Power, it's going to be another Crockett Cup replay with some of the cooler matches that happened there. You got Octagon Jr. and Mysticism Jr. Versus the Brothers of Funstruction.
Dude,
that was a fun match.
That was a fun match. Those
talk
clowns,
about a wild card.
Those clowns hit hard, dude.
People were doubting the clowns. Like they did. The clowns proved everybody wrong at Crockett
I
Cup.
thought they were about to go all the way for a minute.
They marched right through. They busted a lot of brackets at Crockett Cup weekend. Another, maybe a bracket buster. I don't know. This is pretty interesting, but we're going to get to revisit night 2, La Rebellion versus Blunt Force Trauma.
BLT.
Yeah, that was I believe a semifinal match. That was a pretty impressive one to witness. Quarterfinal. You're right. And of course Vampiro there, who we there's so much to talk about from Crockett Cup. That's going to keep us busy for weeks. I know, just talking about all the coolness that happened at Crockett Cup. Another random weird event that's also interesting and intriguing. We're going to see Scion versus the masked mystery man who showed up at Crockett Cup. That
unsanctioned.
It's been pointed out to me that apparently during this match, I got very angry and it's very noticeable. so see if you could spot the point where Kyle's brand new suit pants are possibly torn.
Your pants were torn? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Wasn't
tore something
about this. Yeah.
Well,
Joe, did you just see what I sent you? I mean, that's
I did.
It's
not
a
bad.
shitty version. It's a
not
start
bad.
of something.
What do you want that? You want that for broadcast jacket, or are you thinking that for the refs?
I think that might work for the refs. I think that might
Gary,
work
with
for the
all
refs.
your inside sources, have
you can just show that.
do you-
That's
do-
fine.
okay.
No, just
Yeah, I
hold
like
it
that.
up on the screen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Wow. That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Just like on a little emblem or something. I don't know.
That's like the it's similar to the design on
Yeah.
the new hoodies. Like the
Yeah, just modify
You know, if
something
we
we
don't
have.
use it for the broadcast jacket. That might
It's
not
a
be bad
t-shirt.
shirt. It might be
Yeah.
a bad shirt.
That's the
it's the
pay-per-view
t-shirt.
shirt if we don't use it for that.
One way or
Wait.
another.
well, I was thinking that
that
front-
one there on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we don't use it for the patch, that's probably the t-shirt.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Come on, Gary. Now, with all your inside sources, Gary, do you know who this mystery man is? I guess it's Austin Idol's stepson.
There are people talking about Mike confirming Kyle was furious. But Axel saying the mystery guy and Idol are not good things. WC saying, who was that masked bandit? I noticed the Danzig skull tattoo. That's about it.
Get a Danzig skull
Yeah.
tattoo. Is it Mecha Wolf? Is Mecha Wolf under that mask?
That is a lot. Like if he does
be.
the paint and his wolf mask, and then puts like a lucha mask over it or something, that'd be
sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, probably not very comfortable. I don't know. There's so much, guys.
Yabo just sent me a friend request. He apparently has the internet.
Yeah,
good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. You were channeling your uncle there, Kyle.
Yeah. What can I say?
People talking about the Outrunners, Brothers of Fun Strange. There's so much. We got weeks to come of this, and I've told people, like with this in our Discord, if you're part of that, I said is be prepared. I obviously can't say much, but things are going to be weird for a little bit. Well, obviously we're going to have some tapings. It sounds like, so that's cool, but there's lots of stuff coming from the National Wrestling Alliance for a little over the next few months. So I'm excited. Kyle is losing it.
Yeah.
I just saw a wild man in his element. That's just Chris Silvio getting all the wood up there.
Wow.
Hey, Alex
He's
could
putting out a lot of interesting content. If you follow him on his social media, there's a lot of
that man has like no body
content.
fat either. It's really annoying how jacked he is. Just putting that out there.
You could be working out right now, but you're sitting here talking with us, drinking Trulies.
Hey, Alex had a good point there, Gary. Could be Gary Valiant under that mask.
Could be Gary Valiant. Eric Dale relating with the torn pants for Kyle.
It's tough,
yeah,
guys.
lots of guesses on
life.
the another shout out though we should give for Crockett Cup that I want to make sure we don't miss tonight, which will also be something you guys have to have each and every week. Is our
today,
buddy?
Joe.
Look at him.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that calf. Oh,
Yeah, good calf. I'm jealous.
Kyle's
I can't get good calves.
Beautiful.
I had to change the shirt I was wearing because it's somebody that doesn't work with us anymore, and I was just like, I don't want to.
But what I did want to say is our friend Sal Renaro legitimately did injure himself on day one of the Crockett Cup, and
If you
still showed up on night two.
If you could pinpoint when he got hurt during that match, and you understand what it was, that was just the universe being like, "Hey, don't be a dick."
I think he was faking it because he was pissed that we won. And he was using that as an excuse of why he didn't come help the
game.
game.
He even bought it. He got the EMT and Scott Wheeler to buy into it in the back.
Yeah.
Like,
He did.
This ain't working.
Hey,
this is not connected anymore.
He's a carny. Don't worry about it. Kyle showing the Tinder pictures. Oh, okay. All right.
Alex, I actually deleted my Tinder from my phone, so AT. I'm trying, buddy.
We saw. I just want to be clear that we saw Sal Renaro legitimately go to the hospital after night one of the Crockett Cup. So, but right before, he did make sure to provide a moment of Sal.
Pro wrestling's not real.
That scissor lift was real. You could hear it.
Yeah.
Well, never doubt Sal Renaro's commitment to a bit. Like he will keep it going.
And then immediately after when you said cut, he immediately went, son of a bitch. Yeah.
He was pretty miserable.
Yeah.
It legitimately the behind the scenes of that.
Not the miserably faithful. He was just miserable.
He was legitimately in pain, and the behind the scenes of that is I legitimately was standing with him and said, if there ever was a moment of Sal though, and he's like, F it, get the camera.
So he was faithfully miserable.
So that is how that happened. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks for everybody who showed up tonight. Thanks to the Crockett Cup winners. Thanks to Danny Dealz Show, Galli, and Kyle Davis for taking time out of their busy schedule to hang out with us. We will be back next week with even more discussion about the National Wrestling Alliance. We thank all of you in the chat. You guys are the best. Thank you, NWA Fam. Until next week, though,